Hello everyone, welcome to SCI-EASE. In the last video, we discussed about the history of atoms and molecules. And now, I have told you in that video that Lavoisier, he put forward two laws of chemical combination. So, in this video, I am taking up the first law, that is law of conservation of mass. Before taking this law of conservation of mass, I want to tell you something about the chemical reactions. You know, we eat food, that is a complex food, and by the process of digestion, the food is changed into simple soluble form. This means that some chemical reactions, they are taking place inside our body. Alimentary canal, that is responsible, and some digestive glands, they are responsible for the process of digestion. So, the complex food, that is changed into the simple soluble form. So, these are all the biochemical reactions. Initially, the substances we eat, the food we eat, and the simple soluble form of the food which is formed, that is entirely different from the food which we have taken. In the same way, you take the case of plants. There, the process of photosynthesis, that is the preparation of the food by the plants, that takes place by using carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, and sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, this reaction that takes place, and altogether new substances, that is glucose and oxygen, they are formed. This means that the chemical reaction has taken place in plants also. You take the case of sun. We get lot of heat from the sun. How this heat is produced? In sun also, some fusion reactions, they take place and they result in the formation of lot of heat. So, I will tell you that these chemical reactions occurs everywhere. They occur everywhere, from your body to plants to sun. Okay? So, what are these chemical reactions? What is the definition of this chemical reaction? I want to tell you. When two or more substances combine to form an entirely different product that will be formed during this chemical reaction. I will take up this general equation, A plus B. I have taken A plus B, and the products which are formed, they are C plus D. Means C plus D are entirely different from A plus B. This means some chemical reaction between A and B that has taken place, and as a result of it, C plus D that is formed. The two terms which are there in this chemical reaction, I want to tell you, the substances which take part in a chemical reaction and are placed on the left-hand side of the equation, they are known as reactants. So, A and B, they are reactants. Then we put this arrow, this a tail and this a head. Okay? And as a result of it, the substances which are formed, after the chemical reaction has taken place and are placed on the right hand side of the equation, they are known as products. Okay, so A plus B are reactants and C plus D are products, and products are entirely different from the reactants during this chemical reaction. So the term chemical reaction, it must be clear to all of you, because now we will perform certain experiments which were performed by Lavoisier, and there the chemical reaction that takes place. So Lavoisier, Antoine Lavoisier, he was a scientist. He performed an experiment, and this experiment that is given in your NCERT book. What materials he has taken? He took this conical flask and he prepared 5% solution of copper sulfate and 5% solution of sodium carbonate. What do you mean by this 5% solution? That is the 5 grams of the substance like sodium carbonate that is dissolved in 100 ml of water. The 5% solution of sodium carbonate is ready. In the same way, you can prepare 5% solution of copper sulfate. Now, he took this conical flask and put the 5% solution of sodium carbonate in it. This is solution of sodium carbonate. Then, he took one ignition tube and put 5% solution of copper sulfate in it, and tie a thread around this ignition tube, and he put this ignition tube in the conical flask, and so that the two mixtures, they do not react. The two solutions, they do not mix. And he put a cork on the mouth of the conical flask. What is the purpose of this cork? So that the substances which are inside the conical flask, they do not go out of this conical flask. So the flask is airtight. The solutions, they are there, one in the ignition tube and one in the conical flask. Now, tilt this, by using this thread, tilt this ignition tube having copper sulfate so that copper sulfate and sodium carbonate, they get mixed. Now, shake the conical flask well. One thing I want to tell you, one thing. Firstly, we have taken the two solutions like this only. We will weigh this conical flask along with the contents. Suppose this comes out to be 500 grams. Suppose. Now tilt it, and so that the solution of copper sulfate, it reacts with the solution of sodium carbonate. So what will be the result? Sodium carbonate and copper sulfate, they will react with each other and they will result in the formation of altogether new substances. What substances they were formed? Sodium, that will go here. This will result in the formation of sodium sulfate, and copper, that will go here. So copper carbonate, that is formed. So the reaction has taken place. The new substances, they are formed. Wait for some time so that the reaction that is complete. Now again weigh this conical flask along with the contents, along with the products which are formed. This comes out to be 500 grams again. ना तो 1 ग्राम कम होगा, ना ही 1 ग्राम ज़्यादा होगा. So what is this? This is the law of conservation of mass. This means the mass has been conserved. So what is the definition of law of conservation of mass? In any chemical reaction, the total mass of reactants is equal to total mass of the products. I told you that 500 grams for the reactants and 500 grams for the products when they are formed. And a very important line which I am going to tell you, that is, mass can neither be created. मैंने बोला ना तो ज़्यादा 501 भी नहीं होगा, ठीक है, ना ज़्यादा होगा ना कम होगा. So mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. This is very important line, that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. So by performing this experiment, the things, they are clear to all of you. You can take another 2 compounds so that they can react with each other, and you can weigh the when the reactants are in the conical flask and when the products, they are formed in the conical flask. So this is a very big contribution by Lavoisier, that he has given this law of conservation of mass, which means that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. I think the things, they are clear to all of you. In the next video, I will take up another law, that is law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion, given by Lavoisier. Till then, thank you very much.